Welcome, Libra, to your October 2020 reading, and happy birthday, Libras, for all of you Libras born in October. You definitely have an interesting, quite significant month, I feel, coming up for you in October. Now, if this is the first time that you've tuned into my reading, I offer free mini readings for all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover that you'd like a bit of info on, just click the subscribe button and ask your question in the comments below. Or if you'd like to keep it out of the public forum, you can email me directly and I'll be happy to shuffle my cards for you and answer you in private via email. But let's get into this month's reading. Now, I'm seeing for a lot of you, you are really going to be going within and looking back and assessing how far it is that you've come to this point. And I guess a lot of us do that around the time of our birthday anyway, but I really feel like you guys are going to be doing this, and some of you on quite a deep and spiritual level as well. But also I'm seeing like you're looking back and assessing your, assessing sort of what you've actually done. You've planted a lot of seeds, metaphorically speaking. I mean, this can be literally too. Some of you may have planted a beautiful garden and you're waiting for the fruits of your labor to show up. But metaphorically speaking, it's like you've put a lot of energy and effort into perhaps a business or your job or even your home life, and you are sort of assessing things and looking over them and waiting for them to sort of grow and really seeing how far you've come, so to speak. And there could be a little bit of, I'm feeling like a little bit of tension or perhaps a little bit of fear that what you've actually planned isn't going to pan out for you. But when you have the Seven of Pentacles, which you do have, it kind of says your worries are unfounded. You don't have to worry about anything and everything's going to be really well in time. And it might feel like things have come to a standstill for you, but it's absolutely only temporary, and your plans are really going to begin to gain momentum in October. And I can actually see there's many cards and many messages about movement and moving forward and that sort of thing for you. So that's really some wonderful things that are coming up for you. But you have the Hermit card, and again, this is another card that kind of does stress that you will be sort of going inside and into that quiet place and really almost meditating and looking at your looking for answers that are going to be coming to you from the depths of your soul. And the Hermit is always that card that talks about going within and really getting those answers, but it's also a card about being mentored, or perhaps you will be mentoring somebody else as well. And this often does relate to spiritual teachings, but it can just be, where you are mentally and emotionally as well. So it really does ask you to go within in October and just listen to that voice. And it also talks about you might be getting some really good advice from someone, and it can sort of encourage you to reevaluate your plans. So if you are sort of wondering about which direction to go in. And I am feeling like this is another issue that is coming up for you, another theme that is coming up for you in October. So if you do have a question about, which direction to go in, there is going to be someone there that is going to be able to be really helpful for you. And this could potentially be a Virgo. The Hermit card is a Virgo. So, and you also have the Page of Pentacles, which does, it can relate to an earth sign. So that can be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus as well. That could be significant. But again, I'm jumping all over the place. So let's go step by step here. So as I said, you this month, I'm seeing like you are really being offered quite a lot of opportunities. And you've got the Two of Wands there. And the Two of Wands indicates that you've taken action because of the assistance of somebody else or another person, and the ball has begun to roll. So in this Seven of Pentacles, where we're kind of feeling like things aren't moving anywhere, I'm definitely seeing that the ball is going to commence rolling in October. And this could be related to business. It can be related to a creative project, a project that you're doing on your home, some study as well. So it does encompass a lot of things. This is a general reading. So just take what resonates for you and let the others go. But the ball has commenced rolling, and you are certainly far from finishing your quest. You've planted those seeds. You're beginning to look at what's happening and assessing what's going on. And now is the time that things have really just begun for you. And it can also mean that, there could be a new partnership for you in October, and for some of you this can be a love relationship, but I am feeling this could definitely be something to do with work for you, or as I said, a creative project. And you will be making a partnership with someone who's actually going to be able to help you move your goals even further along. Now, something that the Two of Wands talks about is new choices that are going to be coming up for you, and they're going to really require you to make a decision about a direction in which you go in. And it's one of those times in your life where both choices that we have are very appealing, and they're quite wonderful. And they offer wonderful things, but it's which direction we choose to go in. Now, the Two of Wands the message that always comes along with this is there is no wrong decision. So whichever choice you make, it will lead you to where it is that you need to be going. So remember that. Don't be stressing too much about it. But it's almost like these choices are offering you unlimited potential. And if you've got any worries or any sort of issues, remember to ask advice from the people that you trust. And I do see some significant people around you. As I said, there could be a Virgo or an earth sign, a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. There's definitely an Aries around you. And there's also a Libra there. So this could be a Libra that's a friend of yours, or someone that you know that's a Libra. Or it can also be speaking of yourself and going within. Again, that message from the Hermit about going within and meditating and getting those answers deep from within you. Now, you've got the Page of Pentacles, as I mentioned. Now, this can relate to a person, but often pages are the messenger, and they bring messages about, well, in particular, the Page of Pentacles will be bringing you messages about money, about work, about your career, about a business, potentially even study. But one thing about the Page of Pentacles is it is always good news. So you've got some wonderful good news to look forward to. And it really is, I'm thinking positive news about your career, your finances, that sort of stuff. And you find yourself in October really fascinated about a new subject, and you might be wanting to go back to school or to study something new, or even study something that you've already studied at a little bit deeper, at greater length. And you might be getting a message to say that you've been accepted into a university or into a college or a new course that you've applied for. So that's definitely something to look forward to. And then you have the Chariot card. And again, this is mirroring the message of the Two of Wands. The Chariot is that card that refers to heading out on a big adventure and doing things that you've never done before, something that's quite new and, that you've never encountered before. And the Chariot is like really a card, as I said, it's moving forward, and it's sort of almost a card where you're having to keep many people happy at the same time. You're going to be quite busy and going here and there, that sort of energy. And you might be having to juggle some priorities or obligations when the Chariot does come up. But the Chariot talks about balancing opposing forces. And as I mentioned, you do have the Justice card there. The Justice is a Libra card, but it is also that card of balance, the scales of justice. And you often see Lady Justice herself holding the scales there. And so I'm feeling like this is a card where you're having to balance opposing forces where, you might have family and work, or work and something creative that you love to do, or, friends and family, that kind of situation. And so you're in this position where that's kind of happening for you. But the Chariot always talks about mastering things via the mind. And here again, this is where the Hermit comes into play, where we can go within and use our mind and our messages that come from within to help us achieve any goals that we have. And the Chariot, it's such a strong card. It's a card of having, a dedicated purpose and having sheer will. And one thing about the Chariot is it always is a card of success. So whatever it is that you are undertaking, whether it's, you're getting promoted or you're getting a job offer or an award or something like that, there will be success surrounding you in October. And it also can mean, you can feel safe to promote yourself as well and your endeavors. So if you're in the media, or if you're wanting to start an advertising campaign, perhaps for a business that you're wanting to commence, this is a really good time in October to be doing that. And, the Chariot can just be that card that talks about you're traveling to other places as well. You're going on journeys. You're going to travel for work, or you could even be buying a car as well. Just general symbolizing of transportation, really. Now, the Ace of Cups, such a beautiful card. That cup that represents just love, pure love and emotion, and heartwarming emotions and honest connections with other people. And, it can quite often when you have the Ace of Cups, talk about a new romance. So for those of you who are single, there is definitely the potential for new romance. This could potentially even be with a Virgo, a an Aries, or another Earth sign, or even another Libra like yourself. But it can also talk about really significant, close, intimate, but platonic friendships as well, And it can, because this card falls right beneath the Hermit, for a lot of you, you might be really in a time in October where you've got some really deepening spiritual or psychic experiences that will be happening for you. So listen to your intuition and your spirit guides in October, because I'm feeling there could be some very significant messages coming through for you. Now, the aces always talk about newness and beginnings for whatever suit that they represent. So because cups are all about emotion and love, really this cup talks about the beginnings of a wonderful state of fresh emotional experiences for you. And this can be to do with your family, again, with your intuition, your friends, something new and fresh. And even if you are already in an existing relationship, this is a new, deepening level of commitment and connection with that other person in your life. Also, the thing about the Ace of Cups can also talk about the birth of a new baby, because what is more emotional than having a new life in your family, So this can be just a message for some of you. But I'm feeling like this really does have to do with an emotional thing, something that you're really moved by and very spiritually connected with in October. Now you've got the Emperor, and as I said, the Emperor does relate to the star sign associated with the card of the Emperor is Aries, and so there can be significant things. And also, just a side message for some of you, this could be you are in October, you may be having to choose between two family members, or a friend and a family member, or two loves even, because you do have the Ace of Cups there and that Two of Wands, which is the card of two directions which to choose. And so there could be a choice there between two people that you may be dating or seeing, or just even trying to balance out, trying to choose between two different opinions of people in your family, that sort of stuff as well. But the Emperor also talks about needing to have some rules and some organization in your life. And I think by implementing a little bit of structure around your plans, you're going to find that it brings your dreams, whatever they may be, to life in the way that you intended them to be. Just having that little bit of structure there to help you out is really going to be beneficial. So, it also talks about this could be something to do with a boss for some of you, or you're someone at your employment, someone in a position of authority in your employment, that you may be having to make a choice between, or choosing which road to follow there. And this can be the person that you turn to ask for assistance when it comes to that crossroads that you will be coming to. This card can also represent, homes and roads and infrastructure, that kind of stuff. And it's about leadership and integrity as well. So, it can also reflect father figures. So if you've got, this can be someone, your father, or someone that is in is a father figure in your life that you will be definitely, I think, turning to and asking for advice. I'm really feeling that definitely very strongly. Um, Also, again, the Justice card. Now, here we have that card that encourages you to do what is right, to stay within your integrity. And by doing that, you know that justice is always going to be on your side. So if you ever find yourself in a position where someone's got sort of the ability to make a judgment or an evaluation in your favor or not, like if you have legal issues or it's an issue to do with a job that you're going for or contracts, insurance issues, I think that when you have the Justice card, everything's going to turn out in your favor. It's going to be going quite well. But one thing that the Justice card does also talk about is if you have to sign any contracts or anything like that, make sure that you read them through very carefully before signing them. Now, one thing the Justice card also talks about is really standing up for your beliefs and to know that when you're right, really hold firm to your convictions. So don't allow other people to sway you from something that you know is right and that you know you should be doing. And, it really, this can also mean that some of you, just again on a side note, some of you may be wanting to pursue a job in the legal field. So, you might be wanting to be a lawyer or a police person or something like that. So that's just on a side note there. But overall, I'm really feeling like October is quite exciting. And as I said, the theme for this month for you is definitely coming to a bit of a crossroad, making some really important decisions based on integrity and, getting assistance from your close friends and family and loved ones as well. Now, we'll quickly go into listening to your heart. Now, just last month, I started with a new deck of cards called the Gateway Oracle cards, and they're just such beautiful imagery. And when you look at the imagery and really meditate on them and look closely at them, messages just can come through. Well, they certainly do for me anyway when I look at them. And I'm going to let you interpret whatever messages come through, but I will definitely read what is in the book. So the affirmation for this particular card, listening with your heart, is I trust the messages I receive from my heart. The heart knows what the mind cannot uncover. Trust the messages you receive from your heart. Angels and guides are communicating with you. In sweet, soft stillness, listen to their gentle whispers. The universe wants you to know, if you're facing a decision and your mind says one thing and your heart says another, follow the dictates of your heart and you know you'll be on the right path. If you get a nudge to speak to someone or go in a particular direction, don't hesitate. Follow this guidance. Whenever you feel challenged and you don't know where to turn, quiet your mind and listen with your heart. The correct path will appear. The Spirit wants to speak to you. There's a message for you right now. Watch the signs and the messages will unfold effortlessly. Wow, that actually ties in so well with what the Hermit card was saying. Really go within and listen to that voice that comes through for you. If you are needing to make this significant decision and you are coming to a crossroads in your life, go within and listen to that message, the messages from your soul. Now, one thing that this deck of cards also does, which I really love, is it poses questions that you ask yourself. So I'm going to read those out for you. What or whom do I need to listen to? Is there an area of my life in which I need to listen to my heart rather than my mind? If I was aware of a secret message from Spirit now, what would it be? So I'll let you ponder those, beautiful Libras. I hope that was significant for you and it resonated. Don't forget, if you need to ask a question and you are a new watcher, just click the subscribe button and you can ask your question. If you're into crystals, check out my website at kasana.com. There's beautiful handmade pieces, all one off and designed and handmade in Australia by an Australian designer. So check those out as well if you're interested. Have a wonderful October, beautiful Libras. Happy Halloween and happy birthday for those of you in October, born in October. Bye, guys. Thank you.